What's up, Collective Fam? It's your boy Tony the Toy Rat, and I'm back to talk to you today about Star-Lord, aka Peter Jason Quill. And I'll tell you why his middle name is Jason in just a second. So, first thing to note is there's a few different types of model that Diamond Select has of your friend Star-Lord. One of them happens to be Star-Lord unmasked. So it's the very same sort of outline and model that you see here in front of you, except he doesn't have a mask on. And he very much looks like the Peter Quill of the cinema, of the MCU. So if you want your character to have more of an anonymity, he could be anybody else. It doesn't have to absolutely be Chris Pratt, then this might be your model. Otherwise, we'll take a look at the other ones as we get them. There's also another cool model from Diamond Select I can't seem to find anywhere where he's hanging out with his headphones, and you guys can check out that one at your leisure. Today, we're going to be talking about the masked Peter Quill Star-Lord that you see in front of you today. So we took the liberty of shooting a little bit of video instead of just the stills. Some people out there have told me they want to see more of the actionable toys. So hopefully over here on the right hand side, you'll take a look and you'll see a little bit of spinning there. But I wanted to talk to see how much you guys felt that this was accurate from the comic books. So it might it might surprise you guys to know our friends at the MCU have taken great liberties with a whole lot of different things in terms of the Star-Lord character. For example, about his character, he is not the son of the living God Ego. He has some royalty in his blood. His father was a crashed alien on Earth by the name of Jason. And that made him the prince of the Spartoy Empire. So that's where he comes from initially. He didn't leave Earth as a child. Yondu didn't come pick him up and turn him into a Ravager. Moreover, he stayed on Earth and he wound up getting raised in a foster home because aliens came and killed his mother. And for that, he swore revenge. And as a result, he tried to join NASA. He sucked at being NASA. And then he stole a Kree warship. And that is the birth of Star-Lord, essentially. So back in 1976, our friends, the two Steves, Steve Englehart and Steve Gann, created an intergalactic space cop that would actually work with the Nova Corps. So that's what this guy is. All this stuff saying he wasn't originally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy came actually several years before him, and they retconned his backstory to actually form the Guardians of the Galaxy for the purposes of the MCU. All that being said, this guy doesn't look anything like the original comic book version, which this is what he looks like in the original comic book version. So, as you can see, they made a whole bunch of choices. But even within those choices, they've retconned some of the suit capabilities and things like that. His suit is actually supposed to grant him additional powers. He has additional powers from beating some other alien beings. His boots were originally jet boots, as you can see from this particular model anyway, and from the comic books. He doesn't have jet boots. They're just standard boots, and all of the thrust is coming from the backpack on the back side of what he's using, sort of like Mandalorians would be. He is using what is referred to as the element guns, and they did a really good job articulating where his finger placement is here and the look of those guns. They look very comic accurate. They look very accurate to the wonderful world of the MCU and what they've created. But what I really loved about what they did was, again, I am a huge proponent of dynamic pieces, especially the ones that are just going to sit on the shelf for the most part. And what you can see from every angle of this piece here, first off, is they have this excellent flat base. There's no wiggle to it, and it gave you just enough room to create this super hot flame that's just being pushed out of the backpack here. And you can see the multitude of colors. There's gradation as it flows down here. Excuse the middle finger, guys. There's gradation as it flows down here into what's going to be a cloud mist that, ultimately propels him forward. He is in an action pose, as you can see. He's ready for business. He's in shooting format, rolling all the way around. He does have, it might strike you guys to know that this little piece is not just for breathing in the front here. That's actually supposed to be a universal translator. So again, he's a space cop originally, so he could translate anything that he's, I don't know, maybe they're cursing at him in another alien language or something as he gives a ticket, so on and so forth. I couldn't tell exactly. But in terms of what he looks like for the Chris Pratt version of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he is spot on. It is a super solid piece. It is hollow in the base, at this point. But you can see it's screwed down tight here. So there's a little bit of gap here for airflow. But that helps it to be seated properly. It's thick. There's nothing to move. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to break. No, I haven't dropped this particular piece. I don't plan on dropping it. So hopefully it will remain in its place where it sits on my desk next to his pal Groot, which kind of holds all of our art supplies that sits on this side of the world. So this is the Peter Quill Star-Lord from the MCU, and this purchase was $49.99. They're pretty close to almost always roughly the same, and he's still available at both Amazon and the Ultimate Comics, which is where I think I saw him last, over here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And he's an excellent piece. He's super dynamic. If you're collecting any of the Guardians of the Galaxy, or you want to be specifically in tune with whatever the MCU is doing, and keep it next to your DVD box or however you're doing your collections, this guy makes for an ultimately good piece. The only thing I guess I could hope for in here was maybe something that would light up the piece, that would show some kind of fire coming off the backside of here so that it was lit up. But hey, for the cost, this is an excellent piece to keep. Super dynamic, in tune with the MCU, nowhere close to the original comic book adaptation, definitely close to the retcon version of it. So again, I highly recommend the piece. I feel like anybody who is a collector would enjoy seeing this over and over again. There's more things to look at every time you look at them. And it looks like anybody could wear the suit. So it doesn't have to, if you're not in love with Chris Pratt, or you don't think when he's gone, someone else couldn't play that role. I just feel like with the mask on, that anonymity just allows you to retreat into your mind and think, hey, maybe I'm wearing the mask. Maybe not. I don't know. That might be a little bit goofy. Anyway, that's the review of Star-Lord from Diamond Select Toys. I hope you guys at least take a peek. If not, go make a purchase. Talk to you soon. If you got any questions or I said something crazy, you just want to holler at your boy, I'm at Tony the Toy Rat at Instagram, and you can hit me up on the YouTube with comments or whatever. Appreciate you guys.